What's up, everybody? Once again, my name is Matt, and welcome back to Let's Play Hyrule Warriors. In the last episode, some crazy stuff went down in the Valley of Seers, and now, well, guess what? We've got 3 new levels that we can choose from. We do have to complete them all, but I don't know about you guys, I kind of want to start with Skyloft. And if you'll notice, we can only play as certain characters on these levels, and I guess since we haven't played as Link in a really long time, I thought it'd be a good idea to go and give him a whirl again. But first, let's head over to the bazaar because I want to show off the different things that I did with Link in between episodes, starting with our badges. So let's look at our attack badges. As you can see, I've got all the way up to Kokiri's Sword 2, so a lot of new combos that I'll be able to show off. And we've also got Stamina Fruit 1, which makes the weak point gauge diminish quicker. Alright, so enough of that, let's move on to defense. The only thing I did here was I got the Mirror Shield. I don't even know why, I just thought it'd be cool. Anyways, moving on to assist badges, we've got Fate Roar's Wind 1. That just speeds up the process of taking keeps. We could have got the Goron's Bracelet, but again, I just thought that was kind of pointless, so I didn't bother. Alright, so now that we're done with that, let's take a look at the Smithy, because this is a really cool aspect of the game. This allows you to take 2 weapons and sort of fuse them together. So let's say I have a Knight Sword with a really high attack, but it has like an empty seal slot. I can fuse that with another Knight Sword that has a, better seal. So I can have the high attack and the better seal in one weapon if I fuse them together. Sadly, Link does not have any good fusible weapons right now, so I'm not going to bother doing that. But now that all that is out of the way, what do you say we actually get started? And of course, since the Hylian Sword is recommended, we'll go ahead and use that. And check it out, this one has 88 attack and a seal that I believe will get unlocked after we kill 1,000 enemies with it. So, that should be pretty easy to do on this next level. Let's just go for it.
Link and his troops stepped through one of the portals, appearing in an era of fantastical sights. He had heard tell of a land in the clouds, but now he could see Skyloft with his own eyes, though he was not the first new arrival. Overrun with monsters, the floating island faced imminent destruction. Though vastly outnumbered, Link did not hesitate. He and his allies leapt into the fray to save Skyloft from disaster.
Alright, a land of fantastical sights. I could not think of a better way to describe Skyloft. Well, maybe except for like that part, but we can look past that part, because for the most part, Skyloft is just beautiful. And honestly, that's part of the reason why I wanted to go to this area first, because when they first showed this off in like that one trailer, I was just floored because it looked amazing, and it really does. Like, all the vibrant colors and just the level of detail they put into like remaking Skyloft is astonishing. Like, all the major areas of Skyloft are here, so if you've played Skyward Sword, it should all look familiar. Like, obviously they did make some changes, but it still got that familiar aspect to it, so you'll recognize things right away. And I think it's really awesome that like they took the time to put enemies from Skyward Sword into the Skyward Sword area, because they could have just used the same enemies throughout the entire game and it still would have made sense. But the fact that they like even added this fat guy, for instance, like I could have lived my life without seeing this guy remade in HD, but the fact that he's here, I think just adds to the overall experience of the game. And that's where it really matters. It shows that they really cared when they made this game. And what's going on here? Link, Master, I wait for you underneath the goddess statue. Oh, well, I wonder who that is. Of course, if you've played Skyward Sword, you probably have a pretty good idea at who that voice belongs to. Anyways, though, what do you say we not keep that disembodied voice waiting and just run our way all the way over to the goddess statue? It's also a really nice touch that they like included all the floating islands around Skyloft too. I just noticed that. My name is Fi. I was waiting for you. You are not the master, but I can consider you a master. My mission is to serve you. My assistance is necessary for your success. shall I accompany you? Yeah, we could probably use the extra help, but, personal space, Fi, personal space. Anyways, though, we've now got the assistance from the Goddess Sword herself, Fi. You know, Fi was always an interesting character, at least in my opinion. Like, I feel like she had potential to be one of the coolest companions in Zelda, but unfortunately, like, Nintendo just sort of used her as a tutorial bot, which kind of disappointed me, really, because for something like the spirit of the Master Sword, come on, you could do a lot more with that than just make it, like, tell you what percentages you have to succeed or not, but, whatever. Regardless, Fi's a lot cooler in this game than she is in Skyward Sword. Although that may not be too evident because, you know, in this first mission, since we just got introduced to her, all we have to do is actually escort her around, that way she can feed some pumpkin soup to a giant fish in the sky. Yeah, Skyward Sword was a really weird game if you haven't played it, but trust me, it does actually make sense if you know the story of Skyward Sword. Anyways, though, when we do eventually get to play as Fi, I promise you it will be a lot more interesting. For now, though, let's just continue clearing this path, that way she can get to her destination as quick as possible, and we can move on with the rest of this level. I gotta say, though, just being in Skyloft again does kind of make me want to play Skyward Sword. Although, I'll tell you what happens every single time I boot up Skyward Sword. Like, I'll start a new file, and just the introduction of the game takes so stinking long because they hold your hand through, like, everything in that game, and it's so annoying. Now, I mean, that wouldn't be bad, I guess, for, like, new players, but for someone like me who's experienced, it's kind of obnoxious. Plus, get this, you beat the game, right? And then you unlock something called Hero Mode. Now, you cannot access this mode unless you have previously beaten the game. And when you boot up Hero Mode, it does the exact same thing. You still have to sit through all of those tutorials and everything like that, so it's still annoying. Anyways, though, here is the Vias. He's a guy from Skyward Sword. He's come along to help us out by moving this land and creating a bridge. That way we can access this other half of Skyloft. I'm going to stop ranting about Skyward Sword, though, but I do really wish that in Hero Mode, they took out all of those tutorials just so you could continue playing the game, you know, at, like, your own pace. Anyways, though, before we go and explore those new areas, I'm actually going to hang around here for a little bit and actually, take this outpost just because I think it will be beneficial to us to have later on. Like, if you take control of a few key areas early on, pretty much you're guaranteed to be perfectly fine. And check it out, we actually do have to fight Gear-him anyways, and he's coming right down this bridge at us, so it's like I had that planned all along. And my gosh, Link's special is so much fun to use. Like, I really do feel like it's one of the strongest specials in the game, although that's probably just because I funneled so many enemies into that one little area. What's really cool is actually, we leveled up quite a bit since starting this level. Like, I think we came in here and Link was only level 4, but now he's like level 8, so it seems like it's pretty easy to level up characters on later levels when they are under-leveled, so I don't know, it might make grinding, like, less of an annoyance. And I think characters can actually get up to level 99. I've also heard people saying that you need to have characters at like 80 plus if you really want to like 100% this game. So yeah, that might take a while. But I do think that like level 80 plus thing was including adventure mode and much less legend mode. So for the main story, we might not need to do that. Speaking of adventure mode, though, since I've gotten asked a few times, like, what am I going to do to show off adventure mode? To be completely honest with you guys, I'm not sure. Like, there's no way that I could do a full 100% Let's Play of that because it takes over 200 hours to complete. So I'll probably just highlight as much of it as I can. Anyways, let's blow up this rock because, well, check it out. There's a chest. And this chest contains something that I want very, very badly. It's another heart container. Alright, so now that we got that, let's move on. Like, I would love to show off adventure mode in its entirety, but 200 hours is just way too much to make videos on. So I'll probably just make like a few videos highlighting some things and showing off, like, you know, how to get any collectibles you can in adventure mode, because I know certain like heart containers and skull fills you can only get in adventure mode. So I'll probably try and like show that off. However, that probably will take a very long time. So those videos will probably come out sometime after like we complete the main story mode of this game. So just don't expect those videos directly after we finish Legend mode, because it will take me a while to personally play through and collect everything. But in the meantime, there will be DLC for this game. I believe they've already confirmed 4 separate DLC packs. I've actually already gone ahead and bought the season pass for this game. So when those DLC packs do release, of course I will show it off, because they actually do add new scenario levels to this game and expand the story. So that's kind of cool. Anyways, though, real quick, let's actually go and grab this gold skull. I believe it's under this rock. Ah, yes, there it is. Sweet. Alright, so there we go. Got ourselves another illustration piece. That's also another reason why I chose Skyloft over, like, the Ocarina of Time path or the Twilight Princess path, because in both of those paths, there's actually collectibles that you can't get until you get another item. And unfortunately, that item that we need, we don't get until a much later level, so that kinda stinks. But at least in Skyloft or the Skyward Sword path, I don't believe there's any of that. But of course, that means we will need to backtrack through some levels to get those other collectibles, which isn't actually the biggest deal in this game, because chances are, on any level that you get to play as multiple characters, there's at least like a heart piece or a heart container that you can only collect with one specific character. So for the most part, we will have to replay all of these levels and show off how to collect those, and I'll probably do that after we finish the main story. And hey, we leveled up. That means we're level 10, so we're pretty much around the same level as all the other characters now, which is pretty dang incredible considering we started this level at like, what, level 4 and got 6 levels in just a few minutes? That's pretty dang awesome. Alright, though, let's continue guiding Fi to the other side of Skyloft, because, yet again, we need her to use the pumpkin soup to call Levias, I believe is his name. That way we can access the entirety of this Skyloft map. Although I think from that first path that we made, we can actually access the part that we're going to now, so I guess it's sort of just like completing the cycle is what we're trying to do now. We don't really need to do this, I don't believe, unless, you know, my map reading skills are as bad as I think they are, in which case I'm just dumb and we actually do need to open up both of these paths. Anyways, though, so I've been getting asked a lot, like, you know, as someone who plays Zelda a lot, would you recommend this game to another person who likes Zelda? And that's kind of a hard question to answer, because sure, you know, just because this game has the Zelda paint job doesn't mean everyone who likes Zelda is going to inherently like this game. I mean, that would be just a stupid assumption. However, I do think the fact that it does have the Zelda characters makes it a lot more approachable for Zelda fans. However, the gameplay is way different than anything that you would expect, at least for the main part. Like, the bosses, surprisingly, the bosses actually do feel like Zelda bosses. Like, you still have to sort of approach them like you would a typical Zelda boss. But, the main just, like, stages and stage bosses, they're not really anything different from Dynasty Warriors. So if you've never played Dynasty Warriors, I honestly don't know a good way to describe this game to you, because Dynasty Warriors is sort of like a game all on its own. Like, it's a huge hack and slash, and there's really nothing else that I can compare it to other than more Dynasty Warriors. So I would recommend at least giving this game a try. And if not this game, at least give a Dynasty Warriors game a try. And if you like that gameplay, just imagine that with like a Zelda paint job, and then you've essentially got Hyrule Warriors. Like, I do like the storytelling in this game. I think it's really well done, and I think it's going to be a really cool story, because I don't actually know the end of it yet. And sure, if you just want to play for the story, that actually might be completely worth it. However, a good chunk of this game is actually going to come from the adventure mode and not the main story. So if you're only buying it for the story, you're only going to enjoy like 1/3 of what this game actually has to offer. So you do need to take that into consideration if you're buying this game for the main story. Now, if you want like my personal opinion on the game, I would say buy it. Like, I've had a ton of fun just playing this game. And keep in mind, I'm playing it single player. everyone I know who's played this game co-op says it's like twice as fun just playing it with a friend. But keep in mind, when you do play it co-op, the game does drop from 1080p 60 FPS to 720p 30 FPS, so it's a minor difference, and people who are used to playing games at, 60 FPS like I am will notice it right away. But for the most part, I doubt most of you guys will notice, because you really do have to like train yourself to really notice and see the difference enough to have it bother you when a game runs at 30 FPS, especially if you're used to playing on consoles. Like, it's more prevalent in PC gamers, and since I do play a lot of PC games, I'm more used to it than I guess, a lot of console gamers would be. Not saying that, like, consoles are bad or anything, just saying that a lot of the time they don't run at the same rate that PC games do. So yeah, I would definitely say go ahead and buy it. I've thoroughly enjoyed my time, and you know what? I think if you enjoy Zelda, you'll like this game too. And yes, the gameplay is repetitive, but you know what? I'll tell you this much. I've actually had a few capture failures from this game where I've actually had to go back and re-record an entire level, directly after finishing it. And even though I was doing the exact same thing, I was still having fun, and that's like a first, because normally when I have to re-record something, I really just don't like re-recording the same exact thing twice, but in this case, I've actually kind of enjoyed it, so take that as a testament to how fun this game can be. So yeah, hopefully that'll help some of you guys out, if you're considering purchasing this game. As you can tell, I'm not really a reviewer, so I didn't really make, I guess the best of statements, but hopefully it helps out regardless. Anyways, I do want to take over this keep because we can actually get ourselves a very cool item if we do so. And I kind of want to do this quickly because, as you may have noticed, Vulga appeared and we got to take him out before, he destroys our freaking base. But I believe that will take him a while to get to because most of the time, if you have, keeps in between your base and a boss spawns on the other side, he'll have to go through all those keeps and capture them first. Anyways, though, check it out. Let's see what's inside this chest. Oh man, it's gonna be something good. It's a piece of heart. There we go. Alright, so now that we've got that, what do you say we actually go and put a stop to Vulga? Because I really don't like him wreaking havoc on all of my bases. It's just not something that I'm cool with, my man. So you know what? I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take my sword, I'm gonna shove it in your face. I mean, we fought Vulga a few times beforehand already. I don't know why he, keeps coming back and trying to fight us. Although, he can turn into a freaking dragon. That is kinda cool. I'll give him that. And if I were him, I would probably just stay in my dragon form, the entire time. Just cause, I don't know, dragons are freaking cool. But I guess maybe he has, a limit on how often, he can transform into a dragon or whatever. Oh, and by the way, just so, no one's confused, earlier when I was talking about, how fun the bosses are in this game, I'm not talking about, these stage bosses like Girahim or, Vulga. I'm more talking about, Manhandla and Goma. Those guys. Those guys are a lot of fun. These guys are more or less just, tankier enemies that you just have to, hack and slash at. Oh, I think we actually defeated him. Oh, you know what? He's gonna turn into, his Super Saiyan form now. So what we need to do is actually just leave him alone, because if you start attacking him now, he's just going to do a million damage, and you'll pretty much not even be able to hurt him. So instead, what we need to do is actually go and locate the Great Fairy, just like Fi said. So let's run all the way over to the other side of the map, pretty much back at the beginning. And this is actually where the Great Fairy's fountain will be. Sadly though, we do have to defeat some enemies before we can actually get inside, including these, what are these things called? Erzulfo, I want to say? Something like that. I don't actually remember. Oh, there it is. Eralfos, I guess is how you pronounce that. But yeah, we do need to defeat them, that way we can get inside the Fairy's Fountain. You know what stinks? These guys are, really annoying to fight, right now. But if we had that item that I was talking about earlier on, these guys would be so much easier to fight, but since we don't have it, we sort of just gotta wait until these guys are on the ground to take care of them, because when they fly, we really can't do anything about it. Kinda is lame, but whatever. Alright, you need to die, friend, that way I can get inside this Fairy's Fountain. I don't even care, I'm just gonna waste my special on this guy. I really just want to get inside this fountain. Alright, ooh, wow, that guy exploded into like a million pieces. I'll take all those rupees, though. Anyways, Great Fairy, we need your help yet again. You know, these Great Fairy segments are probably some of my favorite parts of these levels, just because they're so bizarre. Like, the things that the Great Fairy can do is just so strange to me. I mean, like, the only time it even made sense was when she did the giant bomb in Hyrule Fields. Like, the clouds for the Deku Tree, alright, whatever, I can accept that. But this, like, what is this, man? The fairies are dangling some pumpkin soup in the sky for the giant whale thing. Like, what is even going on? This is just so funny to me. And then it just, like, supercharges him. Like, I don't even know, man. It's so bizarre. I freaking love it, though. It is so funny. Anyways, though, now that that is done, Vulga has been weakened, so we can fight him again like normally. So let's just run over there and beat him up, considering, I think defeating him is actually the last thing that we need to do to complete this scenario. So that's kind of cool. The only downside is that, you know, he has full health again, so we have to do all that work to lower him. But it really shouldn't take too long because, let's be honest, Vulga is actually, like, really, really weak. So we'll take him down super quickly and then move on with the rest of the story. Now, I'm not sure if this is the case with, like, every single boss in this game, but I've sort of, like, found out that if you just keep dashing, you're kind of invincible. Like, occasionally you will take some damage, but you really do, like, negate almost everything, especially on, like, direct attacks. You just, like, can dash straight through it. I think it just, like, gives you a ton of invincibility frames. I believe there's also, like, a way to block, but why would you even bother doing that when you could just circle around them with your dashes and then just completely be next to them when their weak spot opens up and just destroy them? Because see, look at that. Like, I took maybe a heart and a half of damage, but I was right next to him and able to just, like, destroy him. And now he's pinned up against the wall. This is freaking perfect for me, man. Ah, dang. Oh, yeah, there we go. If I keep knocking him up in the air, there is no way that he is going to be able to do anything against me. Oh, dang it. That guy behind me, dude. Whatever. I still got him trapped in this corner. I'm gonna go for it. And I mean, I know this is kind of cheap, but you know what? I really don't feel bad about it at all. I mean, it's not my fault the game has some sort of weird exploit where you can keep, like, damaging enemies as long as you knock them up in the air. That seems like a pretty big oversight, honestly, but whatever. He got out of it anyway, so not that big of a deal. I guess we will have to defeat him the old-fashioned way. So come on, dude. You're, like, so close to being dead. Just do something stupid so I can... There we go. That'll work. Oh, come on. Can I finish him off? Yes? Oh, man. That was just like a regular sword swing. I really wanted to get, like, the execute from the weak spot, but whatever. I guess I'll take it. So there we go. We defeated Vulga. And I think that's actually, yeah, that's going to complete this mission. So that's kind of cool. Let's see if we can find any collectibles still on the field. I think that's about all we're going to get, though. But, that actually worked out pretty dang well. So, I will take it. Looks like this, Skyloft captain did not really have a lot of faith in us at all. Like, come on, man. Of course we were going to pull through. Ooh, Girahim does not look happy. Huh. Oh, well. Destroy them from the inside. Uh-oh. I don't particularly like the sound of that. Oh, crap. It looks like he might have just taken control of some of our soldiers. That's not a good thing. Oh well, I guess we'll have to worry about that a little bit later because we are done with this stage. And I love this cool, like, ending cutscene, man. You just get Link hopping on the back of Epona. Yeah, looks freaking cool. Epona is actually confirmed as a weapon for the DLC too, which is crazy to even think about. Anyways, though, here are our ending stats. Not too bad, 17 minutes to take on that level. Ooh, slots plus. I actually have no idea what that would actually do. Ooh, strength 2 for Lana. Cool, cool. And, ooh, an empty one. Nice, we can use that for weapon fusion. And I will go ahead and take all these. Let's see what we got for a picture. Oh, hey, it's Fi. Oh, that's what that is. That makes way more sense now. Alright, so cool. Now we also unlocked Fi. And, of course, we got Fi's weapon to go along with that. What else did we get? Oh, we got some lore entries for Fi, too. That's pretty cool. And one for Girahim. Awesome. Keep them coming. I think that's it. Oh, well. I guess that is going to do it for this episode. If you guys enjoyed this video, a like rating would be greatly appreciated. If you want to see more, consider subscribing. But once again, guys, my name is Matt. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.